You already know who it is. JL shot that. You rocking with Behind the Brand with Elle Jones.
Yes. So describe to me growing up in Brooklyn, young JL. What did that look like?
Funny thing. Everybody thinks I'm from Brooklyn and I'm not.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Hollis, Queens.
What?
Facts. Big facts.
I feel so cheated.
Everybody, I swear to God.
So you were born and raised in Queens?
Born and raised. Born and raised.
Did you ever like fake Jack Brooklyn? Like
No.
you always claim Queens?
Always claim Queens. I can't front. I would love to be accepted, like inducted into Brooklyn because they definitely have been showing me like by far the most love I've ever received. Open arms, like I've never knew. You know what I mean?
So Queens art, like this. Now I have even more questions because Fivio, Pop Smoke, all that. Do you work with any Queens artists? We might not even use this, but now I just really have to know. Like visually? Yeah.
Yeah, I've worked with a few Queens artists, but honestly, yeah, they're being overshadowed by Brooklyn. They just support me. They just support me like to the fullest, and I love Brooklyn.
Right.
I can't front. They definitely gave me a new love for Brooklyn as well.
So what was your childhood like growing up in Queens? Now that
my childhood, man.
What were you into?
I was always in music. I was an artist. First and foremost, I was an artist. When I realized certain things, I became like a writer, and then I became an engineer. I've engineered for a lot of people, a lot of major artists. I've written for a few major artists. I'm 32 now, well, almost 32 now. So I've literally lived so many lives. Like I've done like. It's just, anything that... Yeah, you wouldn't. I'm telling you, man. It's been a long fucking journey. I'm sorry, can I curse? Yeah. It's been a long journey, and I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change anything.
So can you tell me the story of the first time you picked up a camera?
The first time I picked up a camera.
Yeah.
The first time. Shit, that was a while ago. The first time I picked up a camera, it might have been I don't even know. All I know is I bought a camera. I know I was into photography, or I just wanted to find a new hobby, in a sense. So I was still engineering. I stopped kind of being an artist because I just wasn't getting the feedback I wanted, or as fast as I wanted. So I bought a Canon T3i. That was like the first camera I've ever bought, and I just started taking pictures. And then I wanted to do more. I wanted to shoot videos. So I bought a Canon 60D. And I shot like my homeboy, Easy, he's from Queens. I shot his video, the first video I've ever shot.
And how was that?
It was terrible.
What was so bad?
I don't know, probably the quality, but I think it was like people fucked with it though. Like they were like, yo, you actually know how to do this shit, you know what I mean? But I didn't edit it. My friend Arson, he edited it. I shot it with my other boy Kurt. He was my videographer. You know what I mean? So he shot my first video, Insecurities, when I was an artist, and I kind of like tried to learn from him. You know what I mean? But at the same time, really no offense to him, but like I wasn't jacking it. You know what I mean? Like it was like I know what I want to see. You know what I mean? I think I can.
You trust your vision,
yeah. Right. I think I could bring this out. So crazy thing is, like fast forward, I had two cameras, T3i, 60D. Then I just started buying that equipment. See, I was one to boast back in the days. You know, I always wanted attention. You know, I always wanted to be in the limelight. So I would post. I posted all my equipment on Instagram or something. Not no more than like a week later, my crib got robbed. Took everything. Took my cameras, computers, my inbox, my everything, like everything.
What?
Everything. It was like, I was like, this is a fucking nightmare. So I fell back. I went back to engineering. Like, fuck it, let me just go get this money and just fuck this shit. I guess it wasn't for me type shit. So what happened was my boy One Lace His name is Chris, but it's a clothing brand that I always wear. Most of the time you see me in pictures, I'm wearing one lace. He wanted to do a photo shoot. And I was like, I don't have a fucking camera. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. I was like, I don't have a camera. He was like, don't worry about it. I get my sister's camera. His sister's a photographer. Get my sister's camera, we do a little photo shoot, whatever. All right, cool, bet. We went out to the Brooklyn, the new, like the piers over there.
Okay.
Actually, the Brooklyn Beach Park. Right. We went over there and we shot like a few shots, and it was just crazy. And he was just like, yo, bro, you're too good to not be doing this. Like, you're wilding. Like, so I'm like, bro, man, I ain't got it. Like, I can't do this because I ain't got it. I ain't got no equipment, no nothing. So we talked, sat down and talked. He came over with an offer. He was like, yo, I'll buy it. We go partners. You know what I'm saying? All right, bet. Bet. So he bought the camera that I still currently have, a Sony A7S II. I was like, actually he bought first the Sony A7R II, and I was pissed because I was like, no, this is not the video camera, bro. This is the fucking photography camera. I don't want this shit. So we went back and got the S2, and we had a game plan. I'll start off charging 700. We go 50-50. Well, actually, it was supposed to be 60-40. Like, I get 60, you get 40. But then I was just, like, I was so appreciative. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm giving you 50%. Like, you can't tell me shit.
And let's talk more about that, because I feel like myself personally as an entrepreneur, I hate asking for help. I hate clicking up. I hate the whole let's all do this together thing. But I do find that it is beneficial. So can you speak to like how important it is just having someone in your corner? Because I feel like if he didn't make that offer, who's to say that we would have, you know, JL shot that, you know?
Especially as of now, like at my age and my experience, a team is almost everything. You know what I mean? Because you can do so much, but so much by yourself. You know what I mean? And then especially when people see that you don't have support by even your friends, you know, that's just like, wow, like, something's up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's something fishy, but yeah, you know, I'm still having problems with it. You know what I mean? Because I've always been like a loner type dude. You know what I mean? Type like just do everything myself. That's the reason why I engineered. That's the reason why I started doing photos. That's the reason why I started doing video, because I just wanted to just do it. You know what I mean? Get it done. I don't want to have to wait on somebody or, you know, come out my pocket or just fucking, I'm just gonna do it myself and learn it and just try to master it. You know what I mean? But teams, honestly, team is a necessity.
So fast forward from teamwork makes the dream work, you and your friend click up, you guys get a camera. Now we're seeing things like the Dior video.
No, that didn't even come yet. Okay, I was just doing random. I was shooting for like artists. You know, they would come. I would just probably get like one shoot a month, you know, type shit, because I don't even know how I was getting clients because I had no work.
Were you still engineering at this time?
Yeah, I was always engineering. I had to get some money somewhere.
Right.
I mean, I was doing other shit. Like, you'll see what that is soon, because I'm actually doing a series on it. But,
behind the brand exclusive.
It's gonna be crazy. Yeah, but yeah, I was just shooting like artist shit, you know, just trying to. But it was one. I feel like, to me, it was one thing that I did that pushed me to the next level, which was a passion project. I knew that I had to shoot a passion project. I knew that I had to show my real talent, because even with the videos I was shooting, it wasn't it. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, fuck. You know what I mean? It was like, damn, I gotta do something. So I literally, I was dealing with a female, and she was like real artsy. And I was always just, when I was in her house, I would just look around like, yo, like you make costumes, you do all this, whatever. Like, yo, let's do something. You know what I mean? She didn't even believe me. I was like, I'm dead ass. Like, let's just shoot something. Like, so all right, so we came up with a dope ass plan. Literally came out of our pockets, rented a fucking church, a cathedral church, for like 5 hours. Like, we spent so much. I spent like $3K on this shit. Like, just for me, like for nobody else. Got like 10 models. She made all of the attire, and I just shot some shit. Shot some shit called X Photo, and that's when my gram just started going crazy. They're like, whoa, what the fuck? I started getting hit up by, you know, just artists, better artists of higher calibers. Yeah, and then I started my brand, JLs Career. My boy, you know, it's crazy because I was so timid to actually transition from being an artist. My name was Official JL. I had an Instagram, and it was actually pretty lit and everything. And I was just, I'm not a type to start over. I hold on to things. You know what I mean? So I was just like, there was a dude, an engineer at my studio, Raul. Shouts to Raul. Mixed by Raul. He was like, yo, bro, just do it. Just do it. Just start a fucking new page, bro. Just start fresh.
Why were you apprehensive?
Because I didn't want to lose what I had. I didn't want to start from the bottom. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I already had a fan base, but I knew that fan base was for my music.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with my shooting. You know what I mean? So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it.
You had to start from scratch.
I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna start from scratch, bro. I'm like, I gotta find a name. I gotta figure out a name. I figured out a name. My boy Homie Hill made the logo for me. And it was just on from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how did then the mainstream come in? Yeah.
From there.
Thank you.
Right. From there, my boy Jerry Saluti, who was Fivio's manager. This is my right hand man from childhood. We both from Queens. From
okay.
Hollis. He told me, he was like, yo, this is fucking artist from Brooklyn. I don't want to talk about their personal business.
Right.
They you know, he had him, and he was like, yo, he's lit. Just shoot one video for him, bro. I guarantee this shit is gonna change a lot. I was timid. I was like, I never shot a drill video. I don't even want and it's crazy because I've contradicted myself over and over and over. I'm talking about I done put my foot in my mouth over and over because I've talked so much shit about videos with a bunch of niggas, and I don't want to do that. I want to be better than that. I want to shoot fashion and this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And life has a funny way of teaching you things. You know what I mean? And
do you prefer the mainstream or the underground when shooting?
I mean, I always want my shit to be top notch.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But
so do you embrace the challenge of making an underground video look mainstream?
Yes.
Yes.
And that's what it was.
Okay.
I think that's what my calling was.
Yes. Because your visuals are very clean.
I appreciate it.
They're very clean. It doesn't look unorganized. And I'm probably jumping the gun with my questions, but your treatments the Wetty treatment was amazing. I appreciate it. I don't know how that works. Maybe you can tell me about that. But that was a real, I was proud. And I'm like, I had nothing to do with this. Just being a fan of hip hop and it not looking so chaotic and just a bunch of flags everywhere and, ass everywhere. It was a story, but it was still authentic and genuine. You got T-Dot dancing. It was just so perfect almost. So
I appreciate that. I really appreciate that because you have no idea how many mixed reviews I got for that video.
I thought it was great. I thought it was
mostly great. Females like it. Mostly females and older, the older people like it. Yeah. I think they just appreciate the storyline more. Right. But there was a few things about that video that definitely wasn't under my control. I didn't get to even finish coloring that video. One of my biggest things about JLs Career, the brand, is my color. Yeah. And people don't even notice it because they just don't even know about coloring. You know what I'm saying? Even directors, a lot of directors don't know about coloring. Videographers actually, I'm not gonna say directors. Directors actually send their shit off to get colored. But I do coloring everything myself. You know what I mean? So, I didn't finish coloring Wetty, and I knew it was gonna be detrimental. I knew it. I told everybody I was working with. I even told Jerry. I told Fivio. I said, "Yo, bro, I'm gonna get shit for this. People are gonna come in my fucking head, because it's not colored." You know what I mean? But it is what it is. And even the label, I feel like they dropped our numbers even by releasing the intro first. It was all together. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was never supposed to be broken up. Because it didn't make sense. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's what the fuck? What's happening? Everything was an intro. You guys gotta go back. why the fuck you gotta go back though? It should have been all together. Then they put out the director's cut. I'm like, why you didn't just do this first?
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, I don't know. I like hip hop, so I like to assume that, like, you know, there's a lot of details and things that go on behind the scenes that us as fans, you know, don't get to experience or don't know about, which affects the way we do experience the song or the visuals, and stuff like that. So, can you tell me of a moment in your career where you kind of were just like, aha, I got it, whatever it may be, whether it be with coloring, like you found a fire location.
I think it was it was actually the first video I shot for Fivio, the one I was just speaking of. The one Jerry was like, just do it. That was the Welcome to the Party remix. I didn't even know Pop Smoke. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know anything about the drill scene. You know what I mean? I'm more of an R&B dude. You know, I listen to like
really.
Yeah, I do. I listen to R&B and shit like that. Like I love like the soothing music to soothe.
Even now?
Oh yeah, I'm driving here, listening to the party next door.
Okay.
That's what I do. You know what I mean? But that video.
Welcome to the Party remix.
Right. Welcome to the Party remix with JD, OMB JD, Fivio Foreign, P Cutter, Young Drama. I don't know. It was just something. I edited that video in 3 days. I edited it in a friend of mine's garage. Dude named Scrap. I sat in his garage, me and a young intern of mine at the point in time, Marquise, and literally I sat there for 3 days straight. I probably fell asleep in the chair, went right back on it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what was your obsession with it? Were you nervous that it wasn't going to be good
enough?
I
was super nervous. I mean, they were on me as well. Gutter and Fivio, they pulled up a couple times. Let me see what you got. And then, like, it was just crazy. But I think that's when I really started doing this thing called Ken Burns and like the zooms and shit like that. And it was just, I noticed what intensity was. You know what I mean? I just knew, because I was feeling it. Like, as I'm editing, I'm like, yo, this shit will give me goosebumps. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, this shit is like, this is intense.
Right.
Like, and even one of my friends who watched it, he said, yo, I held my breath the whole fucking video. You know what I mean?
Because
it was so intense. You know what I mean? So that was the aha moment. I'm like, whoa, this is probably my calling right here.
You can make people feel something just by, wow, that's awesome. And that is a perfect transition into what we spoke a little bit about off camera in regards to how the visuals kind of affect the success of the song. Because there's a lot of songs in your catalog who have gone on to do great numbers, and you shot the videos for them. So how important do you think you are? I mean, not to toot your own horn, but of course you have to feel kind of like, I'd feel like that nigga. Everything I kind of touch turned to gold. So the importance of visuals.
It's surreal. I don't know. I really don't know how to feel, because I guess I haven't received my flowers yet. In a sense, I did. Working with Pop Smoke and going to the UK with him and just doing so much shit that I never thought I would ever do. That was big, but I feel like. So you don't think you get your credit? Because I heard you say you haven't gotten your flowers yet. Do you feel like you don't get the credit you deserve? I feel like no videographer gets the credit they deserve, except for the real girls. I think the way the baby, what's the word? The way what's the word? It's like you just like, you show like the gratitude, you know what I mean? Like the way he shows his gratitude for his team and his Instagram posts, he's giving them plaques and this and that. Like, that's what I want.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I want. I want that type. And I was getting that love with Pop and shit. You know what I mean? Like, directly from Pop. You know what I mean? But it's rough, man. It's rough out here for videographers. I can't lie, because I've watched even my peer videographers, my fellow videographers, like, they've done amazing jobs and still haven't gotten there. Just do. I don't know if I'm lucky. I don't know if it's my drive. I don't know if it's my work, but I know where I'm at, I'm definitely appreciative. Like I'm not gonna say like, you know, I don't get my niggas ain't showing me love and nothing. Nah, they definitely are, but I feel like they could definitely
do a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit more.
more.
You know? A little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Have you made any mistakes in your career that you wish you hadn't? Don't lie.
I'm not sure if they're mistakes. I'm not sure if they're mistakes. I'm known in the industry as a very tardy person. When it comes down to turnaround time, which is obviously bad. But you know, my work is undeniable in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had to step up. So actually recently, like what, 2-3 weeks ago, I quit weed, and I knew that's what it was. The whole time I knew that's what it was. You know what I mean? I knew it was, but it was just, you know, everybody needs that, or everybody has that vice, or everybody needs something to just calm them down. I'm naturally an angry person. Like I'm angry as fuck all the time, and I don't know why. I'm just angry and I'm antsy. You know what I mean? I want to get shit done. If shit is done, I'm anxiety prone. So weed used to just like kind of calm me down, slow me down, but it slowed me down. So I would want to edit a video and go to sleep. You know what I mean? Shit like that type shit.
Well, how do you balance that with the work that you're around rappers often. So it's like, how are you still fun to be around, but like, bro, I can't get high. Like I gotta work. I'm still working. Cause that's interesting that you said, I've never ever heard a creative say like, I had to stop smoking, because oftentimes that's kind of like, you know, the creative drug, you know? So for you to kind of know that's extremely mature. And I'm sure there's someone that's going to be watching that wants to know like, damn, I do want to quit weed, but like, how can I, like, this is something that helps me, but it's ultimately hurting me at the same time, you know? So
it's a
that's super interesting.
It's a super catch-22. It's like, I guess you just have to go through it to know, you know, the difference of the pros and cons. The pros about weed is obviously it brings out the creativity. You know what I mean? The cons is the tardiness, the laziness, the content, you know what I mean? Like the complacentness. And it's like, it's so rough to balance, because obviously you know you're more creative when you're smoking weed. You know what I mean?
So how do you overcome that? How tough it is to quit smoking but remain creative?
I mean, this quitting smoking thing wasn't too hard because I quit cigarettes like 8 years ago, and I used to smoke for 12 years. So I quit everything cold turkey. Like once I put my mind on something, it's over. You know what I mean? Like I'm done. It's like the dub. Like if I don't want to do something, I'm not gonna do it. Nobody could convince me otherwise. But I balance it with determination. I think it's just the determination of trying to get to where I want to go, so I could smoke weed. You know what I mean?
Whatever you want,
So I could go on an island and smoke weed and chill and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, but as of now, especially being at my age I am right now, I was like, dude, you gotta fucking tighten up. Like you bugging right now. Like you could be so much further. Like you already see what you got right now. Like you can't lose that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like Pop was one of the people who would say shit like that in interviews. Like you can't let up. You can't let them get one up. You know what I mean? You just gotta keep coming. You know what I mean? And I think that was a nice step forward to keep going.
So, a young aspiring videographer coming up in New York, I don't want to give you a number, but some advice for that young kid that has that passion for shooting videos and thinks they have that eye but doesn't know where to start?
I feel like you have to know the fundamentals. I think that's definitely the key of videography. Like, you just have to know the fundamentals. You just gotta know what it's the real fundamentals. I'm talking about like your aperture, your shutter speed, your fucking ISO. You gotta know. A lot of people don't know what it does. They just have a camera.
Why didn't you start a JL Academy or something?
I had it's a company I work for. I'm not gonna. All right.
Don't out it, but
yeah, I don't want to out it. You know what I mean? But Visionary Vision.
Okay.
Visionary Vision LLC. That's something I'm partners with, and I actually had an event meeting, networking thing to where I was gathering young interns or whatever. We were gonna have workshops and everything.
Nice.
But it's just I can't. I feel like I was moving too fast.
Okay.
Because JL Shot that still isn't where he is, where it should be yet. You know what I mean? Like, I think that a lot of even artists do. They move too fast. Like, they don't let shit settle first. You know what I mean? Like, an artist who just pops wants to get artists.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Come on, like, chill. Like, you got to get to where you get to first, and then you can
bring
get
people.
that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why I had to take a step back. I'm like, you know what? I'm bugging. I'm putting too much power into Visionary Vision where I haven't even established JL Shot that to where I need to, like, especially with the structure. You know what I mean? There's barely any structure where I am right now, but there's a plan.
Okay.
You know, but to give advice, like I said, know what ISO is, know what aperture is, know what shutter speed is, know how they work together, know how. If you change the shutter speed, why your light goes down, know why it goes up. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta know certain things, and then once you learn that camera, then you go out to shoot, and then you figure out what your composition is, how strong you are with composition, how strong you are with framing, how strong you are with cinematography. You know what I mean? It's so much more to it than just picking up a fucking camera, because that's what everybody thinks it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very true.
Shaking the goddamn camera, doing stupid. Like, what are you doing, bro?
Honestly, that's how I look at videography. Like,
so much more, man.
I didn't know that.
Because then if you're editing, you gotta go and post, and then you gotta know, sometimes you premeditate shots, you know what I mean? Sometimes you do shit in camera, you know what I mean? You whip the camera, or you go into somebody coming out, you gotta know certain things, you gotta do certain things, especially for in post, so you can, execute the way you want to execute.
Right.
So the video come out the way you want it.
Nice. Can you shout out to the camera, where they can find you, like Instagram and
Instagram, JL Shot That, JLSHOTTHAT.